few years ago, Jim was involved in a traffic accident. The night of the accident, they removed the small shin bone from his left leg. It was completely shattered and crumbled. The right one, they inserted a metal rod in, trying to save it. Over the course of the next year and a half, Jim had several surgeries trying to save that leg. Due to diabetic complications, we finally had to, pardon the pun, cut our losses and go ahead and do a below the knee amputation. Now, Jim tells you all this to tell you this story. Well, let him add one other thing. During this process, my EKG looked bad during one of my leg surgeries. So we ran some cardio tests, and the doctor put the catheter up inside of my arm and pulled it straight back out. And so Jim thought, well, that's pretty impressive. He didn't have to put any stents or balloons or anything in. He just put it up there and pulled it straight back out. Jim must be doing really well. The doctor looked at me and he said, your surgeon will be in to talk to you in a minute. When my surgeon came in, she let me know that I had 5 arteries in my heart and that all 5 of them were blocked. And that we would be doing a procedure called a 5-artery cabbage. Now, after this surgery, there was something probably dripping in the IV bag next to me, but Jim took no pain pills when the nurses kept asking him, did he need something? During none of the leg surgeries, did he? The nurses would keep asking me, are you sure you don't want something? I would say, well, what can you give me that's not, a narcotic or an opioid? And they said, we can give you something, a Tylenol 3. I said, well, we'll try that. And they kept saying, you're going to need something more than that. Now, I'm not saying that I was brave and gritted my teeth and ignored the pain, because honestly, I didn't feel any pain. I have a high pain tolerance. They would come in and ask me my pain level. I would say, probably about a 2 or a 3. I said sometimes it spikes to a 4, but that's just everyday life for me with aches and pains. So let's fast forward to my surgery where we did the amputation. They did a nerve block. So that completely deadened the nerve for between 24 and 30 hours. So at 24 hours, no pain. 26 hours, no pain. 28 hours, no pain. 30 hours, still no pain. Sometime around the 33rd hour, Jim's leg lit up with all the pain receptors in it, seeming to fire all at once. And that pain I had kept telling people was a 4, it all of a sudden became like about a 14. So I pushed the nurse button, and I told the nurse, I said, that stuff you guys have been trying to give me for the last 3 or 4 years, Jim will take some of that now. The nurse was in my room in about 30 seconds. I sort of chuckled and said, you didn't have to hurry that fast. And the nurse said, we were all standing around the nurse's station. And when the call came in and you said you needed some pain meds, we all looked at each other and said, if he's telling us he wants some kind of pain meds, he needs them bad right now. So that's why I rushed him down here. So anyway, that's Jim's little story he can share today. Been a nice day out today. Got up into the low 80s, or maybe just 80 itself. Humidity was about 32%. Robins, squirrels, cardinals, everybody's running around building nests and trying to figure out who's going to pair up for the spring season. Jim has some sunflower seeds that have come in through the ground, little shoots already. He'll share those with you in a couple of days maybe. But anyway, he wanted to share his medical story with you. As always, if you enjoy Jim's stories or his weather videos or his squirrels and birds running around in his yard videos, I would encourage you to subscribe. If you stick around long enough, there will eventually be something that you like